Good afternoon, everybody. How is your day today? So today we'll be going to have our class orientation on our subject, History and Philosophy of Christian Education. So later on, I will send to you through our group chat the syllabus I have prepared. So, but now let me introduce myself. Okay, I am your professor, Mr. Marceliano L. Mendez Jr., who is taking up a PhD in transformational learning. And at the same time, I am studying here in PIC with a degree of Doctor of Ministry. So my contact number is 09, this is wrong, no? 0907 713-0908. So that is my contact number. And my email address is poimenmar1995 at gmail.com. So that is later on I will include all of you to our messenger group chat. Okay? So our course description is a survey of history of religious education from the Old Testament times to the present and a study of theories of Christian education. Our emphasis is placed on developing biblical philosophy of Christian education. So this is our course description. And after the end of our class, you are expected to create your own philosophy of Christian education. Okay, you can adapt with the other philosophy, or you can make your own. Okay, so next one is the course objective. Our course objectives are: student will review the basic eras of thoughts in the history of education, including key names, dates, and ideas. So we'll be discussing personality and the philosopher of education. No? Second one, we'll examine the basic school of thoughts, their underlying assumption and consequent conclusion, and their correlation, positive or negative, no, with biblical principles. The third one, students will demonstrate the ability to harmonize biblical truth of education. No? So number 4, student will articulate a distinctly evangelical philosophy of Christian education. And last one, student will evaluate their basic attitudes about Christian education through biblical, theological, and historical lenses. Okay, so here you will try to distinguish the biblical and philosophical understanding of Christian education. Okay? Next one, the class rules. Okay, so number 1 is study in this course is through online class. Each lesson will be uploaded to YouTube or Messenger for student access. This is due to the fact that too much bandwidth can be consumed, which will affect the internet connection. This system is mandated by the academic department. Okay, so our lesson will be uploaded, no, to YouTube so that you can able to connect, no, whether you have only a small, okay, or little connection of internet. Okay, number 2, okay, Number 2, communication and announcement will be sent to the messenger chat group. If there are any question, this chat group will be used. The assessment schedule will be communicated to the students in the messenger chat group. So all of our communication is through messenger chat group. Okay? So if you will submit your reflection, okay, so you will use our chat group so that I can able to identify who are the individual who submitted their reflection. Okay? So again here, cheating and plagiarism is highly discouraged. This means failure in the part of the student. Okay? For example, your classmate already submitted their reflection and then you tried to download it. Okay? If I notice that you copied the work of your classmate, so I will give you a grade that is failed because that is plagiarism, no? Okay, so that is our class rule. Attendance. How can we compute the attendance? Attendance will be checked through the forwarded reflection based on the lesson uploaded on YouTube or Messenger. This means that reflection paper is equal to your attendance. Okay, so if you submit your reflection paper, so it means that week or that day you are present. Okay, so online meeting will be used for assessment. Actually, in our case, so there will be no online meeting because in our case, there will be no final exam. Okay? There will be no final exam. There will be just a compilation of your assessment and then the end of your class writing is your your philosophy of education. That will be served as your final exam or final paper. Okay? Is that clear? If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay, next one, the course requirement. After every lesson, paper will be or reflection paper will be submitted to personal attachment. No, reflection paper composed of your insight, comments, and the conclusion. No, that will be 1 page with 1 inch margin, 12 point Times New Roman font, minimum of 500 words with single space. So actually that is only 1 pages or 1 page of paper, no? 500 word is equivalent to 1 page of paper. Okay, next, at the end of the course, you are to make your own philosophy of education, whether it is adapted from other philosophy of education. Okay? So, that will be your course requirements. Okay, next, the grading system. This is new. The academic office already changed the computation of your grades. So, the quizzes or the reflection will be 20%. The attendance, assignment, and class participation, reports, and character is 40%. Midterm exam, 40%. So actually, there's no midterm, no? So this will be your grading system. Okay, next one, the subject. Sorry, it is small, but I hope you can see it in our video. Okay, this will be our lesson to be discussed in our class. Okay, so this is divided into 18 weeks up to final exam. Okay, so that's all for our course syllabus. I hope you already you were able to comply with our requirements. Tingnan mo na, guys. Okay, so course resources. So actually, this is the manual that we're going to use to be written by Kenneth Kangel and Warren Benson. And also, this one, the basics of Christian education. Actually, all the references was already written down here for you to notice. So, if you have some books, you can read it and then you can reflect with it. Okay, so let me have some introductory class or question. So, what do you think? What is Christian education? No? So, why we're going to study Christian education? So, according to Karen Tai, on the book Basic of Christian Education on page 10 to 12, no? She discussed some understanding of Christian education. So for you, what is your personal answer with the question, what is Christian education? Do you have any? So, again, according to Karen Tai, number 1, Christian education is religious instruction. No? Pinag-aaralan natin ang Christian education to know what is the instruction of the Lord in the Bible. No? So, this is our meaning. Okay? For example, the term teaching, instruction, transmitting the faith, conserving the faith, indoctrination, catechism, belief formation, and schooling suggests this understanding of Christian or religious instruction. Okay? So, second is a socializing process. According to Jack Seymour and Donald Miller, no? Call this the faith community. Okay? So, if we have the same faith, we can have socialization. No? So, Christian education is a socialization process. In this manner, highlights the way in which people become a part of particular group, take on its identity and acquire its belief, habits, and behavior. Okay, it calls attention to how people come to know who they are and what they believe through their interaction with those in the church. So that's why Christian education is a socialization process. The third one, Christian education is a personal development. No? For example, the word growth, the word faith development, spiritual formation, and moral development character formation are suggestive of this approach. Okay? So, defining Christian education as a personal development highlights the need for an environment that nurture all person in whatever stage or whatever stages they are in on their faith journey and help them move from stage to stage, no? So that's why we call this as a personal development, because there are infant Christian and then they are coming into maturity. So that's why it is a personal development. Okay, the fourth one is the liberation process. No, the term critical thinking and transformation points to this approach, no? Once you were able to learn the biblical truth of God, no, and of Christian values, so what will happen? So we feel liberated, we feel the freedom, no, we lose from the bondage. Okay, so yeah, so these are the some answer to what is Christian education. So now, what is education? No, according to Karen Tai on page 16, no, education is a communal activity, and then education is deliberate, no? Okay? According to her, there is a need for transmitting knowledge, no? For shaping people through their participation in their community activities, for helping people on their individual faith journey. So, this is a communal activity. Okay? This is not only the work of the teacher. Even though the teacher has a big responsibility to help the learner learn something from the lesson. Okay? So another thing, this is a deliberate action. Even though a church may emphasize religious instruction in its educational ministry, the presence of an intentional socialization process of effort to nurture personal spiritual development. Okay? So, deliberate means to give it careful thought. Okay? That is deliberate. Okay? So, in summary of this, a definition of Christian education is a foundational building block in the educational ministry of the church. Not only in the church, but also in a educational process. Okay? It is through our definition that we become aware of the essential aspect of the importance, ministry, and enable ourselves to be more effective as we serve God. No? So the word education comes from the Latin educare. No? Educare meaning to lead out or to lead forth. At its heart, education is an activity into lives of faith and committed discipleship. We will need our clearest and best thinking and the most deliberate intentional effort we can master. So the Church of Jesus Christ deserve no less. Okay? So next, no, the purpose of Christian education. It is a continuity and change. No, we conduct our Christian education to promote change in the lives of the learner. No, to become transformed, to become mature believer. Okay? So, this continuity of vision, value, and perception so that community sustain its self-identity. So, sa pamagitan ng pag-aaral ng tuloy-tuloy, matutulungan natin ang mga tao na magbigay ng pagpapahalaga sa binagong buhay ng Diyos sa bawat isang mananampalataya. No? Si Brueggemann nagsabi na ang community must be able to survive and be relevant and pertinent in new situation. He also added that education must attend both to process of continuity and discontinuity in order to avoid fossilizing into irrelevant on the one hand and relevatizing into disappearance on the other hand. So that is continuity. Yon ang kahulugan ng continuity. Okay? Laging mahalaga na maintindihan yung purpose ng Christian education. Okay? Ang matulungan ang community na matransform at mangyayari lamang iyon sa pamamagitan ng Christian education. Okay? So maybe these are I will end here, no? I will end here and then we will continue our lesson on our second session. So for now, because this is only an introductory class, so there will be no class, just only some thoughts on education and Christian education. Okay, thank you very much for all of you. So, be always ready to listen or watch our YouTube channel sa ating subject na ito. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye-bye and God bless you.